Makers Exchange.
70 locally owned independent business owners.
Terry Redland students received a new pair of shoes.
Hopefully provide them with a message of hope to keep dreaming and believing in yourselves.
It makes it known that they are special and that somebody really thought about them.
The only American president to ever live 100 years.
Well, I have so many wonderful memories of President Carter. He came to South Dakota to build homes for Habitat for Humanity.
Restoring power is what these guys do.
My first hurricane, so I don't really know what to expect.
The Midwest mentality, when there's ever a problem, it's always nice to be able to lend a helping hand.
Brent Wazorek was in a serious crash 2 weeks ago.
God had his hands around me and saved me. Everybody tells me it's a miracle.
Neighbors met around 10:30 to get his soybeans harvested.
Although Kim Johnson and I ran against each other, we were friends.
Johnson leaves a legacy of being
the heavyweight champion of politics in South Dakota.
Carl's Closet.
Accepting costume donations for Halloween.
It makes me so excited to know that I'm going to get to help make all those little faces smile on Halloween.
Lynn Hunsley on 7 different counts, 5 of which are felonies.
Allegedly, she indicated that there was a trade-in that there was not.
When the father and son started swinging the bats at him, he shot them in self-defense.
If you think about what the word stand your ground is, that means I'm going to stand here and I'm going to eliminate the threat.
Millennium recycles around 2,500 tons of material a day. These bins will go away because too many people have been dumping trash.
Anything from mattresses to the whole front end of an Audi, we have to haul it out to the landfill and we pay the same fees that everybody else pays.
They could no longer absorb the cost.
But Tim wasn't just a public servant and a very special friend of mine. He was an exemplary human being, as you just heard, whose unwavering dedication, whose quiet strength made him exceptional.
It's something you don't expect to see more than 2 weeks before Election Day.
The last time I voted, there was nobody here. This is unreal, but it's wonderful to see so many people wanting to vote.
These clothes mean a lot to us, so we have enough to take him home.
It brings us a lot of joy to be able to make it better for the families now and in the future.
The Statesman, 2024 Best Student Newspaper in South Dakota.
We just work so hard on it, communicating with one another, researching, creating all these relationships and community connections that can be really helpful for them in any career. Exciting time for us with the growth in the Sioux Falls community.
The school broke ground on a new 2-story high school addition.
High-level academics, athletics, small-town family feel.
House has become well known in the McKinnon Park neighborhood, and it gets even better and busier after the sun goes down.
They've made Halloween for the last couple of years such an amazing event. It's such a great thing for families in the community.
Eager to cast their votes.
Regardless if you win or not, that still means that your voice is heard.
I will work with anybody to do good. We have a government that is too big, too intrusive. We have a border that is in crisis. We have spending that's way beyond our means. Let's go tackle that together.
I want to thank my colleagues who placed their faith in me to serve as leader.
He's gained a reputation as someone who is well-liked and a respected communicator.
Governor Kristi Noem immediately accepted Donald Trump's appointment to become Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security.
I was honored and humbled that he chose me for this position.
8-year-old Lorelei Onbaugh raised more than $1,500 for the Disabled American Veterans charity.
The Falls, a cluster of attractions in the area.
We want to make sure that residents can easily find and discover all the awesome things our downtown parks have to offer.
Just minutes before school started, the two collided at the intersection and hit a pedestrian who was trying to cross the street.
All parties were taken to the hospital.
Anderson County Sheriff's Office in South Carolina arrested Lamont Burks Jr. He faces murder, attempted murder, and assault charges that trace back to the shooting. Sioux Falls authorities have been investigating for nearly 3 months.
We stayed focused, we stayed determined, and we had an amazing parade.
Performing in the cold rain,
they'll look back and think, holy cow, I just did that.
In 2016, Aaron McGuire made headlines for his invention. Today, the Sioux Falls man is making headlines again. Drove his Ram TRX pickup through the construction cones to pass the other driver. McGuire's also accused of shooting at the other truck.
Former SDSU Jackrabbit Tucker Kraft wore custom-designed Cheyenne River Youth Project cleats along with his Green Bay Packers uniform on Thanksgiving.
You get an email from the NFL saying, we'd like to make this commercial with you.
Kraft got to help host a skills camp as a Green Bay Packer.
I'm learning how to be a wide receiver.
They can really accomplish anything they set their mind to. It's all out there for them to go capture.
Roughly 40 people called 911 to report gunshots at the Empire Mall.
Find a sense of action within that about some things you can do within your community to intervene. By the time we're doing our part, there's damage done and sometimes lives lost.
This latest case brings the total number of DCI investigations into wrongdoing by state employees to 4.
There are additional investigations occurring.
Jackley is calling for changes in PEER.
Without Children's Miracle Network, my little brother wouldn't be here.
Has had more than 30 surgeries in Sioux Falls alone. Jackson wrote a poem about the castle.
In the heart of the castle, where hope softly grows. Once you get through that hard time in your life, it's truly amazing.
Don't give up, you can make it. You can do this.
Members of the South Dakota Air National Guard are on a special assignment at the Union Gospel Mission.
Just to give back to the community feels great.
Every year on Christmas, we do 3 chapel services, followed by a meal service, and then they can come through to our giveaway, so everybody who didn't have the ability to afford a Christmas can have one.
Mike Pedersen was surprised to hear his story gain the attention of CBS's David Begnaud.
I didn't know what to think.
This was my favorite Christmas story I've done in 25 years.
Jingle bell,